So, JD, you're going to kick us off with what you would do for the club makeover at Manchester United.
A club makeover of Manchester United. Look, I take no pride in this because you can see the pain in my brother Mike, you can see the pain in my friend Marvin at home.
And amid their pain, you have a smile from ear to ear.
I promise you I don't, because I actually mean this when I say this. Football needs Manchester United and Manchester United need football. But if I was to look at somewhere in terms of a makeover and what we need to move, the first thing I'm going to turn around and look at is your foundation, that's your goalkeeper. The experiment between Andre Onana and Manchester United just hasn't worked. And I think it was highlighted this last weekend in terms of what we saw with the Ipswich goal. I mean, I just think about that moment right there and how goalkeepers around the world are identified by their communication. And that mistake as well from Patrick Dogu to go in there and turn around and feel like I want communication from my goalkeeper in those moments. I want to be able to know that this person behind me is commanding that situation. And to see that schoolboy error and see how easy it was for Jadon to score that goal, I think just epitomised why this hasn't worked. I then think about, okay, what's the next fixer-upper? What do we need next? A striker. Because let's just be honest, Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, it hasn't worked. And I've got individual moments for each of them. Rasmus Højlund, we know the shortage in terms of the goals. We know how much he's struggling in terms of confidence. Joshua Zirkzee, I think has a little bit more. I actually think he has something special about him. But is he going to be a striker that's going to get you 30 goals in a season? Probably not. And I'm going to list to Man United fans, which is going to add to their trauma, about some of the strikers they've seen in the past. Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, Andrew Cole, Cantona. The list goes on. They have seen world-class number 9s go and bag 30 goals in all competitions, and they haven't got that right now. And then the big question, the players that you do have, and I'm going to highlight just a couple of them, but today I'm going to highlight Diego Dallo, only because I believe he was a massive, massive component of things that could have gone right. And this year, he is a living proof of the confidence that has been ripped out of that club. His production, his going forward, his ability just on the ball, it looks like a shadow of himself. And he's 25 years old, he's still a massive building block, he's a player that they can still build around. And Manchester United needs to start reviving players like him and kill out the deadwood. Nico.
I think we share a lot of similar characteristics in our makeover because I like a lot of the stuff that you said. For me, positions of need, left back and striker. And I think the left back speaks to Diogo Dallo. Why has his production dropped? He's playing as left back when his natural position is a right back. Mazraoui, ultimately not world class like you expected to. The crazy part to me is that he plays left back for the Moroccan national team because Hakimi's playing on the right hand side. He's shown that versatility, Mazraoui, but at Manchester United, they really like him either as a right centre back or a right back. So I'm not sure. The reason that they're playing Diogo Dallo is because they haven't found an extraordinary left back. Let's be honest. There's two in the Premier League that I have my eye on. It's not only Anthony Robinson, but it's Milos Kerkez as well from Bournemouth. I like those two left backs, and I think they could be a good option for Manchester United. If you're looking for someone with quality that's proven in the Premier League, maybe they can bring that class to Manchester United.
As a US fan, I do not want Man United to break Jedi Robinson.
Why? Maybe
she knows. She's seen the trauma at the club. She knows you go in and don't come out the same player.
Okay, keep going.
Which player over the last couple of years? It's a fair point that she raises. I would like a US international to go to Manchester United because it's such a big club. But which player has arrived to Manchester United and become better and moved on better? Maybe Bruno Fernandes is the only one. And actually, I almost put Bruno Fernandes in here.
No.
But listen. Because he has to set the culture. And obviously, I mean, the other name here, it goes without saying, Victor Gyökeres played under Ruben Amorim and scored that type of goal-scoring quota you expect from him. They need a striker, like you said, someone that's going to put up, that's not like an experiment. Let's go out and see Højlund. Let's go out and see if you can,
we need number 9.
You need 30 goals in a season, you need him.
Guaranteed.
Right. And here, let me give you my theory on why I almost put Bruno on the transfer list. I understand his quality. I understand what's going on. I ultimately did it because I think he can change. There's something about the leadership and the culture at Manchester United right now where you see things going wrong and the energy that he surrounds his team with when things don't go well is negative. He's pouting, he's shouting, he's calling it doesn't give you that leadership aura that you need at a club like Manchester United. On the Portuguese national team, when everything is clicking, I get it. You can call out players and have a little bit of that intensity, that almost certain arrogance at any other club. Manchester United can't afford that right now. You're breeding negativity. You're exuding negativity, an energy that Manchester United doesn't need. He needs to be a little bit more of a leader.
Your time. Your time. Yeah, I like this.
No, I
Your
want
time.
to talk about the striker position, but before I get to that, you talked about Jedi Robinson, your fear of him breaking. Fortunately, he's linked to Liverpool as well. So I would take him at this club, but the striker position, man, the back line, we can go wax poetic at how horrific it's been. Set piece FC, the inverse of that. Arsenal is set piece FC. We are dog FC on set pieces. And
Say it. No.
you need to take pressure off the back line by getting a striker. I was about to say left back, wing back, but if you get someone who can score goals, Manchester United as of late, they're only losing a lot of their matches by one, maybe a half chance there. You look at the FA Cup match against Fulham, Garnacho had 2 or 3 chances. If you have a striker, Obi had 1 chance or 1 or 2 chances as well. If you get a striker who can bag that in, then you beat a Fulham side that maybe you weren't the better side. That brings me to this man right here, Jean-Philippe Mateta. I'm gonna be real with you guys. United, they're broke. So you're not going to go after Victor Osimhen. They tried, and Napoli said that we want a bit more money. So this is a guy that's a bargain price striker who's proven it. 16 goals in the Premier League.
Big dude, man.
Looks like Shaq on the field. Hammered United recently
be a small forward in the NBA,
at Old
telling you.
Trafford, and in the calendar year, he's got the most goals amongst Premier League strikers right now to date. I know he's coming off injury, but United board, listen to your boy. Get this man right here. My biggest fix, though, you mentioned culture. I'm not looking at Bruno. I'm looking at this man. Stubborn. Stubbornness can only get you so far as a manager, but you have to be adaptable. We had an exchange about what makes managers great, especially for young managers.
Yeah.
Every manager wants to be the next Pep Guardiola. Think, 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 think. But you have to know your players, and you have to be willing to change. There is going to come a time when Ruben Amorim's job is going to depend on his adaptability. The 3-4-3 system is one thing, but you're only as good as the players that believe in you at the end of the day. And this guy, he's got his work cut out for him.